All right, welcome everyone to another episode of Martin Wong Chat. Today I have a good friend of mine. Her name is Zedra. She loves guns. She also might be in a video game. You might have seen her if you play Call of Duty. Welcome, Alex. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Tell me more about your speaking of gun stuff. How long have you been into guns?
Pretty much my whole life, I was born and raised in the South, so we just went hunting and fishing, and that was just totally common. And
Mhm.
then I stopped hunting as much. I don't know, last time I shot a deer, I was probably like 16 years old, but
So
then
last
I
time or
took
first time?
the last time. And then I took some time off because I started partying, and then you go to college and all that stuff. And then around my sophomore year of college, or no, actually high school, I just started picking it up again, started shooting targets and just having fun with it. And then some of my friends were like, "Oh, you're naturally good at this. You should start competing." And I was like, "Oh, that's a whole nother
Okay.
ball game. I'm don't know if I want to get into that." And then I became addicted to it. And then it became a really expensive hobby because ammunition and then all your
Mm-hmm.
holsters and your mag pouches. And there's just and then your eye pro and and your ear protection. And you have to have the best of the best
You
stuff and
can
the
keep
most expensive
upgrading too.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, you can't stop. And then it becomes an addiction. And then you want another gun, and then you want this gun. Oh, that gun was fun to shoot, and I'm gonna go buy this one. What caliber is that? I'm gonna buy that one. I don't have a 45. Now I need to go buy a 45 caliber. It's just, and then here I am.
And here
and
you
then
are.
and I started posting it on Instagram. Didn't really expect my Instagram to grow as big as it did just because of firearms. I
When was
think
that?
Instagram, when did Instagram just, I just remember being in college, early in college, and posting photos and videos of me shooting, and it just blew everyone's mind. And they're like, "Oh my God, there's a girl out here that can, do mag
Mm-hmm.
changes under, so and so amount of time." And yeah, then my content grew with the platform, and then it just Instagram took off, and then that's when my profile took off with it. I actually haven't shot a match in like almost a year now because I got so busy with streaming on Twitch, and then that's when Activision or Infinity Ward reached out to me, and they're like, "Hey, we're big fans of you. You shoot guns and all this stuff. We have a character in game that we think you would suit the part for. Would you like it?" And I was like, I thought someone was trolling me. I was like, Infinity Ward. I was like, wait, like Call of Duty? Like, no way. I was like, whatever, I'll just respond to them. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. You need me to sign NDA. And then I was on a conference call with like three other people, and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna fly you to LA, to Infinity Ward's HQ, and we're gonna get you scanned in and do some photos and all this stuff. And I was like, oh crap. And I was like, oh my God, no freaking way, this is crazy. And next thing you know, I'm like walking through Infinity Ward's HQ, and they're like, "Oh, you're the girl that shoots guns. We're a fan of you." And I'm like, "Dude, you literally make Call of Duty. What do you mean? Like, this is insane." All because I shoot guns on Instagram. It was nuts. Like, I still don't. It still blows my mind to this
So
day.
how long did you know before they announced like the whole thing, especially with you in it?
It would have been. I flew. Let's see. I think they contacted me in March of last year. So it's been almost a year since
Mm.
since the email. And then I was out there in April, and Call of Duty dropped when November.
At least like about 5 to 6 months that you were like, oh
Yeah,
my God, I did this, and but then you
yeah.
can't say anything
I
yet.
can't say anything. So it was just like, biting my tongue. Oh, it was October. Okay. And the thing is they didn't even update me on anything. I didn't hear from them. Like, they're like, okay, thank you. Have a good day. Da, 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 da. I was like,
Hmm.
awesome, cool experience. Didn't hear from them maybe a month before COD released. And I thought that they just didn't want to use me, or it
Hmm.
wasn't going to work out. They found someone else, or they ended up not using the character in general. So I was like, yeah, whatever. It's still a cool experience. I still had fun.
Hmm.
And then my phone is blowing up, and they're like, dude, you're on my Xbox, you're on my PlayStation, you're on this, you're on my PC, you're on Twitch's Call of Duty poster, when you scroll through
Hmm.
game genres or whatever. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I open it up, and it says Call of Duty Season 1 Modern Warfare with me, and I'm in my braid gun. I was like, oh my God, what the heck? They didn't tell me they were going to do that. Like, it was a huge surprise to me. They didn't share what my character was going to look like at all before. The only
Hmm.
time I saw my character was when my game was done downloading, and then I got to look at it, and I was like, what the heck? I was like, this is me. Oh my God. And I'm like freaking out because I thought I wasn't going to be used. So it
Hmm.
was like a surprise. I don't know if they did that on purpose or not, or if they were just so busy to get it done because I mean, 5-6 months getting a character, cinematic wise and all the photography and everything done it was pretty fast. Like if someone was to say, if they're out of all the games in the world, if you were to ever be in one, I would say Call of Duty. Like there is no other game that I would say that I would like to be a part of, because Call of Duty is like one of the biggest franchise games in
Oh, yeah.
history of our lifetime. So it's like, I mean, that's it. It's like, well, where do I go from here? You know what I mean? What else is there?
Before we do gun thing, let's go back a little bit. Pastry, what is that about?
I actually went to school I was a bio major and pre-med and wanted to be a surgeon. I ended up hating it just because I was really good at drawing and painting and art and all this crap, but I still enjoyed science and biology, so that's what I went to school for. But when I was in school doing all this, I started a bakery with my mom, and we were doing French macarons and scones and cupcakes. I ended up hating school, and I ended up just saying, screw this, I'm just going to do the baking thing full time. We were really busy, we were doing really, really well. We had weddings and baby showers and all this stuff on top of our storefront, and it was just us two. It got super overwhelming, and it's very exhausting and very little sleep. You have to be up early to bake. We ended up selling it because we were just totally burnt out and exhausted.
So with the whole guns thing, when you first started, do people question you if you actually know guns or you actually like guns?
Oh, all the time. They still do to this day. All the time. It's such a male dominant industry. And because I wasn't in the military, I wanted to join the military because I didn't know what I wanted to do after high school. I knew I wanted to do biology and the surgeon thing, but then I realized, you're so lost when you're a kid and you're 18 years old. You don't know what you want to do after that. So I was like, I'll just join the military and figure it out. My mom was like freaking out, like, no, don't do that, blah, blah, blah. Talked me out of it. But yeah, it's because I'm not in the military and I'm a woman. They think of it as, these aren't your guns or your boyfriend's guns or your father's guns, or you're just posing with guns. And that's how it really was at the beginning. I'm like, no, these are mine. Now I'm at the point where I could just outshoot anybody who talks shit to me about it, like it's hilarious. So I just had to maintain shooting consistently and training all the time just to prove yourself, which really sucks.
In your state, is it open carry?
No, we don't have open carry. We have to conceal carry.
Between the two, do you have a preference?
I don't open carry just because it makes people feel uncomfortable when I don't feel uncomfortable, but people who aren't, people who carry two-way supporters, when they see a gun on someone's hip, they feel really uncomfortable. And I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable. And also, say if something was to go down or there's some crazy guy standing next to you, I mean, he looks at your gun, he could pull it out if you don't have it on retention. A retention holster is what keeps your gun in your holster. You have to push a certain button or flip something on it to pull the gun out. So if you don't have a retention holster open carrying, someone could easily just pull it out. Or you could be the first target. Maybe someone will be like, oh, that guy's a gun. He's the first guy I'm going to take down. So it just makes yourself a target, and you make other people feel uncomfortable if you open carry. So I just leave it. I appendix carry. A lot of dudes don't like to appendix carry because the barrel is aimed right at the goods. So yeah, I don't really have that problem. But that's typically where I will carry.
How often do you stream now then?
I try to stream every night. Life happens and I get caught up doing errands or something, or I'm out of town.
Crazy. Like, at least it's not like once a week. You're doing like trying to be as much as possible. What's your hobby then? Is it video games and guns?
Guns and gaming. Yeah. I'll paint from time to time. I'm really bad at finishing what I start though.
At least games is a little bit less expensive for a hobby. Guns are so expensive.
It's like, oh, I got a $3,000 gun. Okay, cool. You also have to feed it ammunition, which costs even more. Or if you're shooting anything like the 45-70 I have behind me on the floor, that's like $1.50 a round. Just to shoot it one time, it's like there goes $1.50, there goes another $1.50. And then painting, I paint with oils. So that's like the most expensive painting material ever. $8 to $10, sometimes $13, depending on the color.
Oh yes, the color.
It's like this big.
I think purple is one of the expensive ones.
Yeah, pink and purple are really expensive. I'm just too late. Like I could make it. I could mix the colors, but like.
But if you want to have certain consistency, it's kind of hard too.
He's sitting here, and I just don't feel like mixing anymore. Like that was fun, like learning. But now I don't want to do that.
Thank you so much for being on the show. I hope you had a good time.
Yeah, I did. It was fun.
All right, everyone in chat, thank you so much for joining. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.